you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora and thank you so much for watching. Before we jump into today's video, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow your girl on Instagram because you already know we're growing the family across all platforms. So clearly, here we are. Real live, personal, and direct in my bathroom. I've got the door open because I was just like sweating profusely. Woke up this morning, already showered, did my skincare routine and all that good stuff. It's about 8:30 right now. Saturdays are traditionally kind of like my filming day. I also have like some things I need to do outside of the house today. So I figured, let's film like a little chit chat, get ready with me. I haven't done one of these on my channel in a really, really long time, child, long time. Mainly because like I've said before, I'm not a makeup channel by any means. Like I am not a makeup artist. I'm not a beauty guru. I have things that I like to use. I know how I like to do my face. So I don't really do a lot of makeup content, but I do enjoy these videos. Hold on, somebody was calling me, sorry. I do enjoy these videos because I think they're just fun. Again, they're just like chilling in the room, in your bathroom, getting ready with your girls, and you are literally just chatting. So I figured let's prop the camera up while I'm getting ready. I'm not gonna be doing anything super crazy today just because I don't feel like it. My skin is looking pretty good. So I really just wanted to do like a quick makeup just to kind of like freshen up, like literally like a tinted moisturizer, things like that here in the third. But I figured, like I said, turn the camera on and let's chat a little bit. I'm actually gonna run into the kitchen to make a quick little coffee. So I'm actually take y'all with me. Super dark in my house right now. I probably can't tell because the light obviously overexposed, but yeah, so I just was excited, like I said, to come on here, and I'm looking for a specific glass, but come on here and just make, you know, my little coffee, do a little chit chat, get ready with me, like I said. Y'all already know my tried and true. This is the Starbucks iced coffee. I get mine in the dark roast traditionally. They do have new packaging, which I think is super cute. I need to go to the grocery store and pick up some more. My favorite from Silk Almond Creamer. I usually just get the regular vanilla one, but they didn't have it, so I got the sweet and creamy. So damn good. All right, let's head back into the bathroom and get this makeup started. So, like I shared at the beginning, this is definitely not going to be a makeup tutorial, but if you are curious, I'll probably still just mention the products down below that I am using in this kind of like quick routine. Like I said, this is not like my full-fledged like beat glam routine, but this is just like want to feel good, put myself together, all that good stuff. Starting off with the Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. I use this in the shade 360, which is pretty consistent across like all of my Maybelline Fit Me products. That's usually the color I always like to use. So yeah, I wanted to kind of start off, honestly, I don't really have an agenda, like I said. This is genuinely just like chatting with y'all while I'm getting ready for the day. But I did get a chance to go see Creed 3. I've actually already seen it twice. I've already seen it twice. So if y'all don't know, for those of you, I guess I should say, who do know me, y'all already know how I feel about Michael B. Jordan. He is like my ultimate celebrity crush. I know sometimes people talk about like hall pass in relationships or whatever. Michael B. Jordan has and always will be my hall pass. Like, absolutely love Michael B. Jordan. And I am a big fan of the Creed Rocky series. I've seen all of the Creed movies. So this was Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. I actually had a pretty cool opportunity to see it. If you're wondering why I even saw the movie twice, and again, it's only been out for like a week. I had a really cool opportunity. One of my friends invited me to a premiere of the movie, so I got to see it almost like a week earlier, which was really cool. So that was a really cool experience. And then I did get a chance to see it again on actual opening day when it opened in theaters for the masses. So let's just, hold on, let me change this brightness a little bit. Sorry, I had to adjust the brightness a little bit. I felt like it was a little bit too bright, so I feel like this is definitely pretty true to color. But yeah, so quick little review. Obviously not gonna give any spoilers. I absolutely loved the movie. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I feel like this is going to be the movie that Michael B. Jordan is going to be beating the can't act allegations. Y'all know there's always kind of like that running joke that people talk about, like, oh, you know, he's kind of just a really good looking face, but he can't act. Do I think he's our generation's Denzel Washington? No, but I do think he's not a terrible actor. Like, I feel like people just, I don't know, people just always love to find something to pick at because he is so damn fine and everybody in the freaking world is obsessed with him and love him. But I thought he did a fantastic job as both an actor as well as a director. Just the cinematography of the film I thought was excellent. For those of you who might not know, this is actually the first sports film to ever be filmed on IMAX cameras. So both times that I went to see the movie, I actually made it a point to see it in IMAX theaters. Essentially what that means is just sharper images and a much larger screen when you go to the movie theater. So you're just kind of getting a little bit more of the frame. So this is the first movie, first sports movie, excuse me, that has ever been filmed on these types of cameras. And I think just for a very action-packed type of movie, obviously not like action-packed like some other movies, but again, boxing for a lot of the fighting scenes, it was really cool to see just how he was able to capture different parts of the movie, different angles that he was able to capture. Just overall, I thought the cinematography of it was beautiful. I am aware that like most people probably don't give a damn about that. Most people probably don't give a shit about any of that, but like, I don't know, I'm a pretty creative person, I would like to say. Mind your business, I do go pretty heavy on concealer because I absolutely love concealer. I know we said we were keeping this a pretty light makeup look. Like I said, we're not using foundation, but we're gonna pretty much do everything else with concealer. So yeah, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 50. But yeah, so I felt like just overall, the cinematography of the film was stunning. Some of the shots that they were able to capture, just like all of that through and through, absolutely loved. Jonathan Majors, no words. Jonathan Majors, I mean, honestly, embodied that role almost to a point that you forgot that, you know, he was an actor playing the character of Damian Anderson in the movie. So he was spectacular. I felt like Tess, I always forget if her name is Tess or Tessa Thompson, so I apologize, but the young lady that plays Bianca, phenomenal. I felt like she has just developed into this character so much over the 3 movies that by this 3rd film, she kind of like disappeared into Bianca, which I'm sure as actors, I'm not an actor myself, I'm sure that's the goal. So she did an amazing job with that role as well. Just the entire cast, the whole movie I thought was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I will say, removing myself from just being like this huge Michael B. Jordan, Creed fan anyways, the one thing I would say, and this wasn't something I thought of immediately, but after kind of like reading other reviews and what people thought about the movie, someone did mention, I saw this I think on Twitter, that the movie was excellent, they loved it, but they definitely felt like it probably could have been 2 movies, and I agree. And I don't even know if necessarily 2 movies, but I do feel like there's part of the story that they definitely could have explored even more. Now, obviously, I know you have just like a certain amount of time. I don't think people would have sat through a 3-hour Creed movie. Okay, this is not Marvel, whatever, but like, I definitely think we could have probably expanded on some things or maybe even made it a 2nd movie. But nevertheless, I absolutely loved Creed 3, so if you have an opportunity, definitely go check it out. Now, I bring all of that up to say, I know there has been a lot of kind of chatter around, you know, the way men show up for each other, and I'm gonna say specifically black men, since obviously with Creed, and like I said, this is where this conversation was kind of stemming off of, Creed being directed by a black man, most of the cast were black actors, so I'm gonna stick to obviously talking about this within the black male community, but a lot of this conversation kind of started to really come to the forefront around Creed 3 and like their press tour and kind of just like going out and doing all the red carpets, because if you've kept up with anything, the relationship that Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan have kind of shared with the masses, whether it's through interviews, whether it's through different like photo shoots that they've done, and maybe I'll insert some pics here, like some of the photo shoots I've seen that they've done already of these 2 actors that I think are excellent. I mean, they're like exceptional and just beautiful imagery to see of Black men being so vulnerable and emotional and connecting with another brother on such a deeper level that I think a lot of times society doesn't allow or create a safe space for Black men to do so. And I feel like 8:45, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're getting real deep here. But again, this was just something I kind of wanted to talk about because there was a post I saw on Instagram from Van Lathan. If I can find it, I think I have it saved. I'll insert it here on screen as well. And he was kind of talking about that. Like, you know how some people make it seem so weird to see young Black men hugging each other or showing affection to one another, saying I love you. And these are conversations I've had with, you know, some of the men in my family as well. And I just think it is so mind-boggling how as a society we have continued to perpetuate this idea. I'm just taking some of my Laura Mercier powder into the cap here just to set my under eyes. I'm not gonna do like a crazy baking session and a whole lot of powder on my face just because I do still wanna keep it pretty light and fun. Obviously you guys can see the base is coming together really nicely and we really just did moisturizer and concealer. But yeah, you know, as a society, I feel like we have continued to like perpetuate this idea that, you know, Black men can't be emotional with one another. And I think that is just so sad to see because you know, when we are in situations where now Black men are not sharing their emotions the way that we would want, I look absolutely crazy right now, but stick with me. But when we're in situations where Black men are not expressing themselves the way that we want, I'm kind of like, well, duh, we've never created a safe space for them to do so. You know, you're soft, or you're whatever other derogatory term people like to throw out against men who just are in touch with their emotions and are vulnerable and willing to show love and some type of deeper connection with their brothers. I just thought it was interesting that now in 2023 and seeing a lot of this affection kind of on display and hearing the way Jonathan Majors, you know, talks about Michael B. Jordan and vice versa. I did watch Jonathan Majors deliver his speech when Michael B. Jordan got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and even on that there was some people who were just like, you know, kind of throwing stones at him. But I will say I was very happy to see a lot of people giving both of them their flowers and saying, you know, like how beautiful it was to hear a Black man talk about, you know, another one of his brothers in such a loving and endearing way. There was also kind of continuing on this whole conversation of like Black men showing, you know, love and affection and vulnerability with one another. There was another campaign that I did see, and again, I apologize that I can't remember off the top of my head. If I can put reference pictures up of everything I'm talking about, definitely will do so. But there was like another campaign going on where it was not too long after Valentine's Day, or maybe right around, kind of talking about like, you know, how we talk about giving folks their flowers, but for some reason when it comes to men, we don't really give them their flowers, you know what I mean? And if we do give them their flowers, it might be verbally, you know, and just kind of through your actions, but like, where along the way did we make it so taboo for men to receive flowers as well? And even myself, I kind of sat there and I was like, huh, you know, this is so true, because even me myself, I don't think consciously I think about the fact that like, oh, is it weird to give men flowers? It's just never crossed my mind, because again, subconsciously, I've kind of been taught and just put into this mindset through society and societal norms, if you will, that that's just like not what we do. So in this clip, they are showing, you know, the interviewer or whoever it is, handing actual bouquets of flowers to this group of Black men. And let me tell you, I'm like trying not to get emotional because we're doing our face, but like, to see the reaction of these men in this video was beautiful. It warmed my soul. It made me so happy, but it also made me sad, because it was just like, yo, there are a ton of men out there who have never experienced this, and not because there aren't people who necessarily love them, but it's just because, again, as a society, we just figured, oh, they're men, they don't need that, they don't need flowers, why do we need to give them stuff? And don't get me wrong, there are definitely a ton of men out there who, I mean, I don't know if they're ever gonna see this video, but I know there are a ton of men out there who don't care, like, you know what I mean, who are just like, girl, I'm cool, I don't need flowers, whatever, you know, like I get it. But I just think it's interesting interesting that as a society we just decided like, oh no, you can give them flowers, but you're never gonna actually give them flowers, which I thought was very interesting. So just to see the reaction of these men receiving the flowers was beautiful. Going back to Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors as well. You know, there was a clip of them in London, I believe, doing interviews again for Creed 3. And the interviewer, who was another black man, also presented them with actual flowers. And just to see the emotion on both of their faces, like Michael B. Jordan literally looked like he was probably gonna start crying in that interview, was beautiful. Like, just to see the vulnerability of the three of them in that interview, I thought was amazing to witness. And again, it just kind of made me think like, where along the way, and I'm sorry, I'm making so much noise over here. I had to re-up on a lot of products recently just because I was out. And I have really been loving Maybelline. Maybelline has really been killing it for me. I've been really into the drugstore makeup, so I actually just picked up a brow pencil from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Express Brow Slim Pencil, and I got this in the shade medium brown, 257. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was very interesting to see like, man, we really have just been forgetting our men along the way. You know, we've been forgetting our men, and we want them to show up for us day in and day out. We want them to be just like these strong figures in our lives, but it's like, bro, they're not freaking robots. You know what I mean? Like, they're not robots, they're human, and they should be able to feel and just like express themselves. And I just thought it was very interesting to hear a lot of the conversation kind of around that. And I say all that to say, honestly, for me, like, I actually think I might even make this an entirely separate video. Just kind of like an open love letter to black men. But I say all this to say, at least from my point of view, that like, bro, black men, we are here for you, okay? Black men, and I'm not speaking for everyone, I'm just speaking from the perspective of a black woman. I'm not speaking for all black women, I'm speaking for Norah Justin solely. But black men, I freaking love y'all, okay? I freaking love y'all. Let me tell you, I am the daughter of a strong black man. I am the sister of strong black men. I am the cousin, I mean friend. I honestly tell people, and take this as you will, I was utterly and divinely designed for black men. Like, I was designed for a black man. And again, take that as you want. I know somebody gonna be in here talking about pick-me's, all of that, whatever, okay, baby? That's just what it is. Like, that's just what it is. I am my brother's keepers, okay? And when I say brothers, I'm talking about black men. So, black men, we love y'all. We love y'all, and we're gonna do better. We're gonna do better as a society and as a community to create spaces for y'all to feel, for y'all to express yourselves and not be met with judgment and not be met with any old like snarky remarks and smart ass remarks. Like, no, we're gonna create a safe space for you all to really feel and expand yourselves. Because one thing I will tell you, baby, ain't no brotherhood like a brotherhood between black men. Let me tell you something, okay? There ain't no brotherhood out there like the brotherhood between black men. Like, when you ever really see like a gang of black dudes, like a solid group of black men, baby, the way they ride for each other, the way they ride for their community, the way they ride for just like the people they love, there really is no brotherhood and no community like the one between black men. So I think it is imperative that us as a society, and maybe if not everybody, at least within our community as black people, as black women, that we continue to create that space for black men to be able to feel and be vulnerable and show love and affection to one another, to bring up this next generation of black men and let them know that yes, you are gonna be strong, you're gonna be king, you're gonna be the leader of the household, but it's okay for you to cry, it's okay for you to tell your boys you love them, it's okay for you to hug each other, it's not weird to show affection to one another. And if you're into it, we're gonna give you your flowers, and not just, you know, the accolades and all that good stuff. We're gonna give you your physical flowers. So enough of that rant, but yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on that. Definitely let me know down below. Y'all always know I say with these chit chat get ready with me's, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think. Have you, seen any of these topics? Do you agree, do you disagree? Obviously, let's keep it respectful, but by no means am I saying that we all have to think the same thing, so definitely let me know. All right, so we're just about done with the brows. Again, I'm not going in super crazy. We're not making them super defined. It's 9 something in the damn morning, okay? So I don't need to be walking around with no block eyebrows or nothing like that. I am someone who has a fairly light eyebrow anyways. I was not blessed with like a super bushy eyebrow, so I like to keep it pretty light, you know, throughout the day. So we're pretty much done there. I'm just gonna do a little bit of like color on the lid, nothing too crazy. I don't think I'm putting lashes on today, so we'll probably just do mascara, do a little bit of like contour, a light contour, nothing too crazy. And then we should be pretty much done. We'll do the hair and put on an outfit as well. So I did wanna kind of comment on a little bit the whole Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber, who else is in there? Kylie Jenner, whatever thing that's going on. And I'm gonna keep this real short and sweet because for one, I'm gonna say this. I don't really know too much about like honestly what's even going on. Like I really don't know. Not because I've been living under a rock. Like obviously I use TikTok every single day. So whether you wanna be in the mix or not, it is everywhere. But for one, I'm kind of not really in the know just because I don't want to say this that I simply don't care. I mean, granted, I really don't like care that much, but not to like make it seem like it's super frivolous. But I am in a space in my life where I am no longer really in the business of listening to or creating a space to continue pitting women against each other. I don't have the energy. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the time. I don't have the space, the mental capacity. I feel like the world does it enough. I feel like there are so many people out there who try to, you know, drag women against each other enough that like, why are we doing the same? You know what I mean? Like, it's very 2016 for me. Like this is just so old to me. It's so overdone. Like this whole thing of like trying to be mean girls on the internet and this person's fan base versus this person's fan base, when in reality we have no freaking clue what the hell's going on because none of us have been involved in any conversations. Like I just am not in the business of any of that. Now granted, I know I've had some people that are like, no, but if you watch like the things that they're talking about, it's really true, whatever. But it's like, okay. So now we sit here and we dive into the relationships of these women that at the end of the day, we don't really know. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we all like to think that we follow these people on the internet a ton and we know everything about them. We don't really know them. As much as I'm delusional in my head and I think I know Beyonce, Giselle Knowles, Carter, I don't know Beyonce. Beyonce doesn't know me from Adam. So it's like, okay, am I really going to spend my days so invested in things that genuinely have nothing to do with me? Genuinely have nothing to do with me. And I just think it's sad, like, a little drink break. I just think it's sad how like people genuinely are spending their precious time, because life is short, okay? Life is short, you could be spending it on a lot of other things, worried about what's going on with these women. And then to the point that we are like bad mouthing one woman over another. I'm just going in, like I said, with a little bit of a contour. Definitely not a little bit, it's giving heavy, but you know what? Don't argue with me, argue with your mom. A little bit of this contour stick from Fenty in the color Espresso. But yeah, like people are spending so much time dogging these women, okay? Now it's team this versus team this versus team this. And some of the things I have seen on the internet is just like, it's appalling, it's embarrassing. Like, you really are writing full-blown think pieces about people you don't know. Like, I think that is so weird. Bro, I think it's weird. I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's weird. Again, do what you want, you know, if it makes you happy, if it's really tickling your fancy, great. But like, you are writing think pieces about people you do not know. I think that's so weird. And I think the fact that us as a society, we've used social media and we think that we're like so much more involved in people's everyday lives than we really are. We insert ourselves into situations and things that we have no business inserting ourselves into because of social media. And I get it. It's like, well, they put all this stuff out there. They're doing interviews. They're the ones talking about it, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But it's like, okay, just because it's, you know, shoved in our face, do you have to consume it that way and be a part of the problem? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's necessary. So I honestly think it is sad that we are still, you know, living in a society and in a world where it's like people just love to see women being pit against each other. I feel like we have been talking about this whole Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber thing for so long that like, sis, they've got to be tired. Y'all got to be tired. Like, get somebody else to do it, talk about something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there really nothing else that we can talk about, that we are consistently following along what's going on in these people's lives and relationships this closely, that we just have to always be, I don't know, pitting them against each other? Again, I just think it's very odd. I think it's very weird. And it's sad. Maybe it's because I'm like such a girl's girl, that I'm like, for one, if I have any issues with my friend, or if there's anything going on, blah, 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 it's not gonna be on the internet. I promise you, it's not gonna be on the internet, because simply, both of us are not here to talk about it. It's no one else's business. And I feel like if you really love that person as your friend in the way that you say you do, you wouldn't be talking about it on the internet. So I'm sure that's why a lot of these women are not addressing a lot of things. If they are, I also think that's sad that they feel like they have to address things on the internet. In my humble opinion, definitely don't have to listen to me. It's just my humble opinion. I say we leave them the F alone. Leave them the F alone. Let them do what they want to do. If things are true, if things are wrong, whatever it might be, let it happen between those three people, and leave it there. All right, so we are pretty much done with the face. Like I said, I'm keeping it super light. I just need to do mascara. But in the meantime, I'm probably gonna take my scarf off, because I gotta make sure my forehead is blended in. I washed and trimmed my hair yesterday. Well, not a full-blown trim. I did like a little bit of a dusting on it, so it's feeling pretty good. Yeah, whatever, all that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna do hair and outfit real quick. Don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair quite yet. I love obviously washing my hair, but if anyone knows, doing your hair on like super clean hair is not my favorite, but we're gonna try to figure out what we're gonna do with that. But as we're kind of wrapping things up with this video, I also kind of just wanted to touch on and give just like some quick little props. You know, obviously we are in, and I shouldn't say obviously, I'm sure some people might not know, but we are in Women's History Month, which obviously everybody should be celebrating the women in their life. Giving forehead, but perfectly fine. Yeah, celebrating the women in their life a little bit extra this month, celebrating the glorious women that came before us. And you know, with Fashion Month having just wrapped up, y'all know I love fashion, I love style. God willing, one day your girl will be attending a whole bunch of fashion shows throughout Fashion Month. But I just wanted to give like a huge shout out and a whole bunch of praise to the Black women that have just been bodying, okay, Fashion Month. Like, to be able to see women that look like me, like you and I, front row at these shows, getting their pictures taken, getting dressed and styled by the big name fashion houses of the world, like, it's just, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. It's a beautiful thing to witness and see, and it's just like, hopefully one day experience as well. And I think it's just so dope to see our people reclaiming these spaces, because to be frank, y'all already know, Black people, Black women, we are the trend, we are the influence. So it's like, don't nothing look better than when it is on a Black woman. So just to see us occupying these spaces is just freaking dope. Like, keeping up with Janae over at HAILEY Luxe here on YouTube and Instagram, Monroe Steele, the Yusuf sisters, Karen Britchick. I'm trying to think of a couple other ones that like always jump out, and I apologize, I'm blanking right now. I Know Lee is another one who's super huge as well, and just love following like what she's doing. Just kind of just seeing the girls just taking over. Kensington Gray, which is a huge agency that has given a lot of Black women a platform and an opportunity to continue occupying these spaces. It just has been so dope to see the girls just serving looks, you know, the girls serving looks and getting opportunities and being featured. Sai De Silva, another one, super huge, love her, love following her and just her fashions, and seeing the girls on, you know, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue magazine, the Getty images coming out, all of the blogs, just like seeing their looks. I'm like, oh, I'm living, okay? I am living, and the little fashionista in me is like screaming. I think of that little, I don't know if y'all have seen on TikTok, it's like that little trend that's going on where people talk about things that they're doing, and then it's the little mini Lightning McQueen yelling, "Go Lightning McQueen!" Like that literally is me, okay? That's me. Every single video that comes out on YouTube, every single post on Instagram, I'm double tapping, I'm reposting everything, because I just think, again, it is so beautiful to see Black women in these high fashion luxury spaces, and occupying the spaces too. You know what I mean? They're not at the back, they're not being overshadowed, they are given an opportunity to walk these red carpets and be outside of these big shows and sitting front row and shaking hands with the people that are definitely, you know, taking over the fashion world. So I wanted to mention that. Definitely nothing, you know, too crazy there, but with it being Women's History Month, Fashion Month just wrapping up, I wanted to send flowers and give flowers to the Black fashion, you know, influencers and creators and bloggers, and just the Black girlies out there killing it. You know, you're inspiring all of us. There are women out there like me that are like, I cannot wait to be able to occupy those spaces. And again, it's just been really cool to see women that look like me, you know, getting the opportunities to do so. So I don't want to get super sappy. I'm taking so much time right now. It's so funny. This makeup literally would normally take me 5 minutes, like no bullshit. 5 minutes to get ready, do my hair real quick, whatever. But of course, because we're sitting here, we're talking, we're filming, I take breaks, all that good stuff, it's been almost an hour and 10 minutes. So let's hurry up and get ready, because I do want to set up and start filming for the rest of the day. I don't really know what I'm gonna put on quite yet today. I kind of have an idea, but let's go do that. So editing Norah here. So I apologize for kind of how abruptly this video ended. I was honestly ripping and running and rushing to get out of the house. I had a ton of things to get done that day, and I was running kind of behind. So I didn't get a chance to show y'all the finished look, my hair, and all that good stuff. Honestly, I didn't do much. I threw my hair up in a clip like I normally do. I think I just threw on like a graphic tee, leather pants, and some sneakers. So y'all didn't miss anything there, but again, I didn't want to just kind of end off the video abruptly like that. As I was kind of reviewing the content, I felt like what we talked about was definitely still interesting. Like, we talked about some good stuff that I felt like, you know what, I still want to share it with the family. So wanted to at least still get the video up for y'all. As always, like I say, for these videos, I'm definitely not a makeup guru. I'm not a beauty girl, really. I like to do my makeup kind of how I like to do my makeup. And again, this was not supposed to be a makeup tutorial. Hopefully you guys just enjoyed, you know, kind of like my viewpoints on a couple different things that I wanted to share. As always, I like to say, let's continue the conversation down below. Let me know what you thought. Did you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts? If you enjoyed this video, let me know if you'd be interested in me doing more of these a bit more often. Definitely, I'll include my outfits a little bit more if I remember to do so. But yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.